Hi everyone, today I'm going to be demonstrating how to use our clock widget within our content editor. Now, there's a couple ways that this can be done, but I'm going to be showing a beginner, intermediate, as well as an advanced technique to utilize our clock widget. Now, to show this off, I'm going to go ahead and drag our clock widget onto our canvas. And now once it's here, I can go ahead and resize it. And if I go to the main properties here, you now see that I can choose what time zone I want it to be displayed in, as well as the option to choose between an analog and digital clock, as well as both. So if I click both, you now see that we have the time above the clock. Now I can change the format here if, say, I don't want it to, display in 24-hour time, as well as giving the seconds. If I go over here to format, we now have 24-hour, 12-hour, as well as the ability to show the date and day of the week, as well as the option to show date and time with different formatting options and even a custom option if necessary. I can choose the language that I want my time to be shown in if it's the day of the week. I can also go to the other properties and select a face. So if I click here, this is now going to take us to different presets that we have available. If I click this one here, it's now changed the face of our clock in our editor. And I can even change the hands as well if I want, but I'm going to leave them be. Say I didn't like all of our options, I can also click the plus icon here and even upload a clock face. I already have one in my file manager, so I'm just going to choose this one. And now you see it's changed within our content editor. So say I wanted to change the font size. This is no different than our text widget. I can change that, make it larger, even expand this. I can bold it and even choose from a couple different fonts as well. Now, say I didn't want to be stuck to this exact format, I'm going to show another way that you can use our clock widget. So let's say that we didn't want to have that traditional clock widget that we had previously, where both the analog and digital time was shown and we couldn't really move the time around. It's kind of stuck to this analog clock. All you'd have to do is just copy your clock widget here, and let's remove the time from the other one, so we'll just make it analog, and then we'll make this one digital. And then now, just due to the nature of how our clock widget works, these are now in sync. But let's say that I not only wanted to show what time it was, I wanted to show what the date was, but I also want to show the day of the week. So I can do that by just coming over here into our properties and playing with the format. So I want it to show 12-hour time, but I also don't want it to show seconds, so I'll choose this option. And then also, I now have the option to choose what day of the week it is, and then even the date for this bottom one. Now you can already see that we have a better looking clock widget than previously. So let me move all of these out of the way here. And let's say in some office buildings, they have different regions or time zones where other offices are located, and they want to know what time it is for that region. You could simply set that up by dragging in a clock widget. And if you just copy and paste this one here, we can now assign different time zones. So you would just do it like so. And I'm just picking random time zones here. And then above, you could just label locations such as Chicago. Now you can see just another option to choose for our clock widget, but let's say we wanted to do something a little bit more advanced than this. I'm going to go ahead and get a blank canvas again. So for a more interesting way on how to display time, you could bring in a couple images to assist you, and I'm going to demonstrate this now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select the source of these images. And as you see, I'm going to be choosing some Garfield the cat images, and I'm going to try to create one of those clocks that you see in a novelty store. So let me go ahead and resize these images here and just make them to a size that you are okay with. And we'll just go ahead and shift this tail to the back here. And we need to resize these eyes as well. All right, now that I've done this, for a little bit more precision, you can come over to your other properties and you can use these arrows to position where you want the eyes to be. So If I just raise them up just a little bit, there we go. They're now hiding behind the eyelids. So now for this, I want to put the clock in the center here. So all I would do is drag in that analog clock, shrink it down just a bit. And then once you're satisfied where it's at, we now should be good. But let's say I want to add a little animation here. So for these eyes, I want them to shake. So again, under our other properties, I'm going to go to repeat animation. And here I can assign a shake animation, and you can see it taking place within our content editor. And I'm going to select the tail here, and I'm also going to have it shake. So now you can see if I save and preview, we are now going to have our clock appear, and it's going to start animating. So that's it for this video on how to use our clock widget. There will be more tutorial videos available to go over some of our other widgets as well as other features within our CMS. As always, please let us know if you have any questions by sending us an email at sales@wallboard.info. Thank you, and see you next time.